we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Wisconsin Badgers, taking on the winners of 7 straight, the Oregon Ducks. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Will put total weather to crank us up. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Badgers offense will get first crack at it here. This is a big-time quarterback that we're going to be seeing today, but getting the job done against a defense like this, what words of wisdom do you have for him, Jesse?
Well, I think you've got to prepare like you've never prepared before. And that's one thing he told us. He spent extra time in the film room. He spent extra time on the field after practice all week because I think he understands the challenge that lies ahead of him. He knows this is easily the best defense that they face this year. So we're going to put his skills to the test in this one.
They're going to make it hard, right? There's not going to be any layups. Like most of the time, you know, he's had his way. He's feasted on so many defenses. They're going to make you earn it. They're going to make you go the length of the field. They're going to see if you can be patient. They're going to see how you respond to adversity. So some challenges coming his way for sure.
Finds his man. It's Anthony.
And frankly, if that's a completion, it's not going to make the end of season highlight reel. But in this game, it could lead to a highlight reel type play. The offensive coordinator may be setting something big up for later in the game.
To the air, it's Edwards. Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. At the 40, there he goes. And that one looked as if it might go all the way, but they picked up more than 40 yards before the touchdown-saving tackle. Wants to go up top on first down. And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36. You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Wants to go up top. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
Man, this has been a struggle for this offense, protecting their quarterback. It's priorities mission number 1, right? Every single game you go into. Last week, I think a lot of the reason they lost was because they gave up so many sacks and hits on their quarterback.
Takes a hit as he fires.
We're still early in this ball game, but this QB has been hit several times already, been sacked. This is one of those games that the ice bath is going to be your friend afterwards. We're just getting started. It's still in the first quarter, for goodness sakes.
Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. So Oregon's offense will have its first possession of the game. And they're going to have to contend with a secondary that is one of the best in the nation, Jesse.
And they're a complete secondary, too. When you watch them on film, they're very good defending the pass in coverage, and they can play man and zone. But I like them, David, because they're not afraid to put their face in the fan. Everybody in the back end likes to tackle and likes to be physical. That's what makes them special.
Yeah, and it's just an elite group in the back end. Multiple guys that win their individual matchups, which makes it hard to run offense. And this is a group that, yes, they tackle well, they see the football well, they break on it well. You better worry about the ground game. You better get some kind of deception going against this secondary.
That'll be good enough for a first down. They'll mark it at the 30. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Give to the running back. Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36. Guys, let's chat for a moment about Oregon. We're at the halfway point of the season. They're sitting atop the rankings. How hard is it to maintain that focus as the season goes along?
It's really tough, and that's one thing this coaching staff's really been trying to focus on is just to take one opponent at a time, regardless of where they're ranked, regardless of where you're playing. You've got everybody's attention. You're the #1 team in the country midway through the year, David, but there are tougher challenges ahead.
Well, and it's hard to get your players' attention because you start thinking you're good. We've got to get better every week, every practice, and sometimes that #1 ranking makes you not work as hard, gets you a little bit complacent, so that's the job of this coaching staff moving forward.
Moore will throw. That's caught. It's low. Still running at the 40. And he was off to the races. Finally tipped up at the 36.
I love the QB here. He holds it, he holds it, he holds it just long enough to let the receiver run the drag route, and then he puts it out in front of him so he can catch it on the run in stride and then turn upfield to use his speed.
And the Ducks have it with a 1st and 10. They'll run it to the right. Turning it on. Smashes ahead. He gets across the 20 and finally out of bounds at the 19 there in the red zone. The Ducks didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. Noses his way forward, maybe gets one. They'll mark it at the 18. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. On the run, it's Hughes. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here. They're trying to eat up some clock here. 9th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 6. Here's the handoff. And he gets it inside the 10-yard line. They'll mark it at the 9 where it'll be 1st and goal. The Ducks started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. Motion from the wideout. They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. And he'll be shoved out of bounds right at the 4-yard line. They've pushed it ahead to the 4. They'll try to cash in on 2nd and goal. The give to the back. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Oregon!
What a luxury for an offense to have. The ability to set the tone on the ground, giving that guy the football time after time, making offense easy, being physical, and really setting the tone for this football team.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. Finding themselves down 7-0. They'd love to get a drive going here. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. The give to the back. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Back to throw, it's Edwards. And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line.
Man, how about this defense, man? That's the 3rd sack of the day. They've been putting pressure, getting him on the ground. Not something they've been good at throughout this season. This defense playing better because they're getting more pressure on the quarterback.
And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again. And the Badgers will punt it away on 4th down. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Sometimes avoiding disaster is the best thing. The punter just gets it out of there. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. He wants to change this route. Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. Gonna take a shot. Snags it. They will score. Touchdown, Ducks!
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes the Wisconsin offense to go back to work. They haven't exactly burst out of the starting blocks, and they need to get something together with this possession. Leaves it with the running back. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. The Badgers trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. Yeah, it's a bit of a surge, and he's knocked down after picking up 3 to the 26. The power of Autzen Stadium on full display. The house of loud is deafening on this third down. Bringing the heat. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. And the Badgers will line up to punt it away. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. And the coverage team surrounding the ball. No chance for the return man to get in there on that one. That's the end of the period, and Oregon has the lead. And they were able to build that lead into double figures. Let's take a quick look at our early stats before we move on. Now to see if they can answer this early blitz here in the second quarter. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Motion from the wide receiver. Moore to the air. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on. So now it's second and long. Looking to fire. That's caught. It's Moore. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
Well, the defense finally has figured it out. That was critical for their confidence because they had been scored on earlier. They had given up a ton of yards. I think they understood the gravity of the situation. Third down, that was critical for them to get off the field, build momentum, build some confidence. Nice job that time by the defense.
Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. Great place to start for this offense. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. And makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown, Badger.
Man, talk about playing complementary football. You get the sudden change, you get the turnover, and now you turn it into points immediately. Nice job by the defense forcing it, the offense taking advantage and putting points on the board.
And he did make that extra point, no issue with the treacherous footing. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. No chance for a return as that ball flies out of the back of the end zone. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. That fourth down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and everybody wants to go for it on fourth down. Everybody wants that, but your defense sometimes...
He wants to take the top off. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls against this receiver and his speed. He's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28. Leaves it with the back. He's knocked down just short of the 30 at the 29-yard line. It brings up fourth down. So the offense is going to go for it on fourth down. Wide receiver going in motion. On fourth down, they're taking to the air. Unloads to the wideout. That's reeled in. It's Benson. Not much of a fourth down gamble when it's that much of a sure thing. An easy conversion for this offense. Moore will throw. They're working that left side. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down. And the Ducks are on the move. Might be calling a hot route. They'll move the wide receiver. Looking to throw on first down. Catch in the middle. It's Stewart. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Ducks in a good spot here with second and short. He wants to throw it again. Caught close to the marker. It's Moore. And he gets it down to the 4-yard line before he's finally stopped. A terrific run after the catch.
It is so good for an offense early in the game to get in a rhythm and to start stringing first downs together. It makes the game really easy and puts that defense in a situation where they're starting to get tired. They want to sub. They want to get other guys in the field. Stringing first downs together like this makes it harder to defend.
Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line. They'll give it another shot on second and goal from the 4. Back to pass. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
Well, this offense has gone his way early and often in this game. They've gotten into a nice rhythm. That time, though, the defense was expecting to throw going his way, and they put a really nice hit on him to force the incompletion.
On third and goal, they'll throw it. Bought a little time, lets it go. Touchdown, Oregon! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be right. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
Okay, here comes the Wisconsin offense onto the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Defense looks as if it's coming. Back to throw, it's Edwards. Under fire. And the quarterback caught up 2 and sacked at the 12.
Man, I think this quarterback needs to take his offensive line out for dinners more often because they're not protecting him. And sometimes it doesn't even look like they're trying. That now the 6th sack of the game for this defense.
He'll off one deep down the left side. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. The Badgers line up to punt it away. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. And they'll blow this one dead at the 20-yard line.
What a really good job by the punt team. Listen, you put all your speed, your athletes, a lot of starters are on these teams now in college football, and that's the reason why. You need these guys to go down, make plays, try to tackle these elusive guys in the open field, and hey, even cause a turnover, that's just great.
They'll run the toss. Virtually unblocked, and he's stopped for a loss of 8. The Ducks have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. On the ground, it's Hughes. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. They'll try the run. Plows through the defense. Feeds him the stiff arm, and he's running free. And it's a first down. They'll mark it at the 44. He's up to 86 yards on the ground, and he's been terrific all season, ranking in the top 10 in rushing. And the Ducks will snap it on 1st and 10. He might want another play. Moore to the air. The short hands, it's Moore. Out of bounds at the 43-yard line after the huge pickup. That big play is just what they needed. Now they have it 1st and 10 just outside the 40. Wants to throw on 1st down. Throws toward the end zone. And they dialed up the shot play, but they couldn't make the connection. They'll spread the defense out, going 5 wide on 2nd and 10. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. He's not afraid to go deep. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
And he misses. How about that, man? Like, it seems like everything he's thrown so far has worked, especially down here. He's already got 2 touchdown passes against this defense. So, guys, I'm kind of surprised when he misses down here.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Gonna look downfield again. Using his feet to buy time. Finds space on the right. They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a 1st down. Looking to throw on 1st down. Makes the grab. It's Dickey. Breaks into the open. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a 1st down. To the air on 1st down. He wants it all. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there.
This defense is going to have to make some adjustments here at halftime because they have been taken advantage of deep down the field in the passing game. They've already given up 2 TD passes. That was almost number 3, and we're only in the 1st half.
Caught in the backfield, it's Benson. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the 1st down.
Let's it go to the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks! Quick strike through the air for the score. They've extended the lead and taken control here in Week 9.
Big-time players make big plays in big games, man. It seems like each and every week when this guy has an opportunity in the end zone, he's coming up with a big one. That time, great job focusing and concentration. Defense not able to cover him. That's his now 10th receiving touchdown on the year.
The returner will field it and try to do some business. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. They find themselves in a pretty deep hole here, but maybe a chance to grab a little momentum and regroup at halftime.
Yeah, a big chance. Like this is an opportunity. This is the biggest opportunity in front of them in the game right now. You got to get some points on the board. You got to create something positive, Jesse. There hasn't.
And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
And the offense goes 5 wides and spreads the field. The problem is that spreads you thin, and you only got 5 guys in protection, and they don't do a good enough job up front. The defense gets home, forces the fumble. Big play for this defense.
Touchdown, Oregon! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
And, man, the defense really needed to stop there. They needed to create some momentum, get the ball back to the offense before the half. But the offense does their job, and they continue to pile on, continue to create momentum. There's going to have to be some questions answered at half with this squad because it's been a struggle in the 1st half.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. They'll leave it with him. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. And the Badgers in the hurry-up. Dropping back, it's Edwards. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. The defense uses their second timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. The Badgers will bring the punt team onto the field. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. And they'll just down it right there.
You know, punt cover teams have a tough job because oftentimes they've got to tackle a guy out in the open field, and a really good one at that. But how about their ability to get to the returner and not just get the tackle, but create the takeaway? That is a massive play on special teams.
A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. They'll toss it to the left. Just wanted to find a little space to run and ekes out some to get it up to the 21. The offense will quickly use a timeout. Now on 2nd down. Power football with the run. Picks up the 1st down. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Running out of time here in the 1st half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. He'll go out of bounds, but a solid pickup on the run.
This defense has got to get better at tackling in the open field or game tackling, because if you need 3 or 4 guys to bring a guy down, have fun with that.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Still on his feet at the 45. A little excitement there to wrap up the 1st half, and that'll pad the stats as we go to the break. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, after seeing that, sign me up for another 2 quarters there in Eugene. And talk about a 1st half for the dude in that backfield. That coaching staff has been giving rave reviews on a weekly basis. And through 2 quarters today, he's been a complete game changer. He's breaking the will of this defense, and that's something that's just very tough to quantify. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Autzen Stadium.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the 2nd half here. And the Badgers will kick it away to crank up the 2nd half. On the move from inside his 5. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Not sure they had to adjust much as they'll try to build on this lead. They'll start the 3rd quarter with the run. Oh, he's got some space. He'll get it out to the 14 before going out of bounds.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on 1st down and set up a short yardage on 2nd down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on 2nd down.
The Ducks with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. They'll keep it on the ground.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
The offense has it 1st and 10 from their own 20. Looking for a gap. It's Hughes. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
And winning 1st downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on 1st down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in 2nd and short, not a good job by this defense.
The Ducks can really attack on this 2nd and short. They'll go to the ground. Out across the 30 to the 39 after getting 10 on that one. And the Ducks are moving quickly down the field. Wide receiver comes in motion. They go to the ground. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. They'll give it to the back. There he goes. Stopped at the 47-yard line, a 10-yard gain, and they'll move the markers. The Ducks pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. They're going to ride this running back.
That's a big key for this offense. Now, you've got the lead here in the second half. You want to run the football. You've got to just keep getting positive yards. You've got to keep the third downs manageable so you can stay on the field, bleed the clock. That's going to be the key for this offense and their team winning the game.
And that's going to be incomplete, going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up.
Well, on that last deep shot, it looked to me like the quarterback probably forced that ball into coverage. But can you really blame him, guys? I mean, these two have already hooked up for 2 touchdowns in the game. If I'm him, I'm thinking the same thing. Even when he's covered, he's open. And he's shown the ability to climb the ladder and make contested catches. So I don't mind him taking another shot there.
That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down. Caught in the backfield. It's Stewart. They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's 1st down. The Ducks are in the hurry-up. You always hear run the route deep enough to get the 1st down, but if you don't, you better fight your way there, and he did. Got some room, headed to the goal line, and he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks! This guy's putting the Oregon offense on his shoulders, carrying them however you want, on the ground or through the air.
I mean, so fun to watch when you got a guy that can do this. And we've seen it with the Ducks in history, man. They've had some great ones that put their team on their shoulders. You need me to run it, I'll run it. You need me to throw it, I can do that too.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point splits the uprights. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, one of the biggest games of the week is playing out right now. Let's check in on this top 25 battle. Oklahoma is trailing, but don't tell me this team can't come back. I once saw Jalen Hurts lead the Sooners back from 28-3 down. We'll see what they're made of today. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Ole Miss. Games like these just mean more in the SEC, and we'll circle back if anything big happens you should see.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final.
Set to kick it away.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Here comes the Wisconsin offense to go back to work. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. To throw, it's Edwards. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
Quarterbacks don't have high completion percentages from their backs. It's been really hard for this QB to get in any kind of rhythm. We've got to change something up here. We've got to do something different because right now it's just a sack play.
He'll be stopped behind the line again. Things going from bad to worse. Big deficit on the scoreboard and a long way to go for the 1st down. Fires one high and deep. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. And they'll get him down after a solid return.
And some defensive backs just have a way of finding the football, and he's starting to develop that. His 3rd interception on the season just has a good feel for playing that spot in the back end.
Looking downfield on 1st down. Makes the grab. It's Moore. Got some room headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Oregon! And they take it in for 6 more points. If this dude were a kitchen knife, you would be slicing tomatoes so thin your in-laws would never come back to your house.
Well, that'd be a good thing. I don't know if I want my in-laws to come back anyways, but he's been on fire. He's been absolutely torching this defense. They've had absolutely no answers for him.
Looking for blockers. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Okay, here comes the Wisconsin offense onto the field. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it, right? If you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
This is a situation here in the third quarter. This offense did not want to be in, facing a top 10 defense, one of the best units in the entire country. They didn't want to get down on the scoreboard like this, and all of a sudden have to throw the football when the defense...
And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. D looks as if they're about to bring the heat. He lobs one high down the left side. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down. The Badgers will call on their punt team. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. And the ball comes to rest right there.
That's a great job downing the football, setting your defense up, great field position. A lot of times you let that thing bounce one too many times and it climbs in the end zone, but that was a good job of making sure you downed it and set your D up.
The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. This is not what the doctor ordered in terms of starting field position. Moore will throw. Caught over the middle. It's Whittington. Oh, what a caught! Now they've got a little room to work with. They're out to the 28 with a first down.
Well, this defense is going to have to find a way to start mixing up their coverages. They're in a tough spot. They're down right now, so most people would think the opponent would be running the ball, but when you've had the success these guys have had throwing it, you're going to see more shot plays, and you better change your looks up to try and get a takeaway to get back in this game.
And that will be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter if they could have done it, but second down coming. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Looking to the big tight end. Complete to the left. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down. And the Ducks come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Fires to the wideout. And that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Trying play action. Here comes the heat. And it's incomplete after taking a shot on 2nd down. They're staring at 3rd. Trying to pick up a first down. Wants to adjust the pattern. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. He'll take another shot here. And it's picked off at the goal line. That's one way to make a stop. He'll try to take it back. They finally get him down, but a huge return. Not only do they get the ball back, but man, did they set up some field position.
Not only do they get the interception, but they're able to get a huge return. And remember, this team practices this all week, right? Once they get the interception, they've got guys turning their heads, and they're looking for blocks. They're looking for people to get a hat on down the field. And with that INT, they now flip it. That could be a big point swing in this game.
And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. Handoff to the single running back. That is a big win for this defense, as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Looking for a man. It's Edwards. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
Man, this defense has played so well, and this offense, they've struggled. They haven't executed greatly. They're going to have to do it against a really good defense who continues to apply pressure. They got to find a way to protect their quarterback a little better.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. And the Badgers will send out the punt unit. 3 and out. They got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Coverage was all over him before he had a chance to breathe, and they knock him down deep in his own territory. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. They'll snap it from the 10 for the first play of this drive. Last drive ended with an interception, and they can't afford to have that happen again. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Got a man, it's Whittington. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Quarterback making checks. Now the play fake. Oh, they're after him. They get to him as he throws. Oh, it's picked off. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. Plenty of time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. The give from the gun. Taking it the other way. They get him down, and that'll be the final play of the 3rd period. Time has expired here in the quarter, and Oregon has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the 4th. Starting off this quarter close enough to smell the goal line. With the run on 1st and goal. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater. Looking for just one more yard. It's 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Wisconsin.
Well, it's good to finally see this offense have a little bit of success, because that has not been the case in this game. Nothing has gone their way. They keep shooting themselves in the foot. You know, guys, coaches are always trying to find things to build on, and this is at least something late in this game, scoring that touchdown that hopefully helps build their confidence the next time they take the field.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. That last drive ended with an interception, and this time it's paramount they take care of the ball. Got a man, it's Stewart. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. That last completion sets him up on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and 3rd down is coming. We'll see if they go back to the air after the incompletion. It's 3rd and 5.
Well, the offense has had their way all game long up to this point. Finally, the defense is able to make a play. And I'll tell you, after that hit, that receiver, he's going to be thinking twice about running that route again.
Forced to just throw it away on third down, and now they face fourth.
You know, on a third and short like that, you just have to have great chemistry between the quarterback and his receiver. They just couldn't get on the same page, and now it sets up fourth down.
Motion from the wideout. On fourth down, they'll throw for it. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. Makes the grab on the right. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the fourth down conversion, moving the chains easily. Now from inside the red zone. Makes the grab on the left. He's forced out of bounds inside the 5 and the 4, and they save the touchdown, at least for now. Might be changing the route. Motion from the wide receiver. Just keeps slinging it. The sweet feet buy a little time. Nobody open, he just throws it away, and it'll bring up second down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They'll try to dial up a better one this time on second and goal from the 5. Looking to fire. And they can't make the connection, and it could get worse. A penalty flag on the field, and it's in the holding zone. Let's get the call. We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. Can the D deny them on second and goal? Back to pass. Unleashes to the end zone. Touchdown Ducks! Snagged in the end zone to give them 6. The lead gets bigger here in the fourth quarter, and their run continues, about to go 8-0.
And it hasn't mattered what they've called guys offensively all game long or who's been on the field, what personnel groupings there have been. They're simply executing at a higher level than this defense, and they're keeping their foot on the pedal here in the fourth quarter.
He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Here comes the Wisconsin offense to go back to work. One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to it. Got enough for the first down. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35. To the ground. He's got it again. Knocked down behind the line. Boy, he powered through one tackler, but there were more there to greet him. The Badgers now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Wants to throw. It's O'Neal. Fires to the right. Got his man downfield. And how about that? What the doctor always ordered. An explosive play to the 40. And the Badgers have it with a 1st and 10. To the ground with the back. Using that running game to bludgeon forward. He's got 4 down to the 35.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Productive 4-yard gain there on the ground as he gets it down to the 31. The Badgers are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. It'll be a run on 3rd and short. And I don't think he got there. No, they stopped him short. He does not pick up the first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They'll send out the kicker here. And this one is anything but routine. A 48-yard attempt from the right hash. Oh, that one will leave a mark. No good. And I guess they wanted to draw a little closer instead. They're still way, way behind.
Oh, man, the dreaded doink. When you knock it off the crossbar. Those are the ones where, man, just a couple inches to the other side, towards the middle, and that thing's in, but it still counts as a missed and a missed opportunity.
the play fake on first down. Quarterback strolling away from heat. It's incomplete. Good job by the defense sticking with its coverage. Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. The give as they work on that clock. Got the first down and more. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They'll ride the hot hand. Finds a little space. A big play. Gets it into plus territory, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 44. From the 44-yard line, the offense snaps it on first down. Running back searching for a hole. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
The give to the tailback. And they'll bring him to the ground after a short gain.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
And how about that alertness and that swarming D to keep him from getting the first down? The offense will stay out there to go for it on 4th down again. They're 3 for 4 so far in this one. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. A bold decision to go for it on 4th down, and one that did not pay off. Okay, here comes the Wisconsin offense onto the field. This has been an old-fashioned fanny paddling, David. I mean, they've just got taken behind the woodshed.
There's nothing to say. This has been an absolute beatdown. Dominated from the start, Jesse, to almost the finish now. They have done nothing right.
Everyone's going to have a real hard look at themselves, I think, this week after watching the film and in practice. And they've just got to take accountability. They have to understand, man for man in this offense, they've got to do a better job next time they're on the field.
Tries to do it himself on the draw. Turning it on.
Man, that quarterback can go. Just another guy in another system all across college football. All quarterbacks nowadays, they got so much speed, it's ridiculous.
Man, I'm telling you, that has to be exhausting for the defensive lineman trying to chase down guys like that.
It's silly because even when it's a design play and it's a design run like here, fine. But then it's scramble plays, and then it's passing plays. He's always a runner, just exhausting.
He's in open space downfield. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
Yeah, and a nice big pickup on the ground. Palmer, you could have used some of this earlier in the game. Are you calling runs at this point?
No, I'd be a little bit more aggressive, I think, throwing it. I think part of it right now is because the defense, they've got the lead big. They're just playing a little bit more zone, a little bit more prevent. They're fine letting this offense just chip down the field, but they're wasting time off the clock.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Looking to throw, it's O'Neal. Fires toward the end zone. And it's caught for a touchdown. They're going to play this one through to the end, but this is pretty much window dressing.
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Boy, they have delighted these home fans here by putting this game in a hammerlock, David.
Yeah, this crowd's been jacked up. They've been excited. Now they get to breathe a little bit, Palmer. Nice lead. This offense needs to go out and protect it.
Yeah, they've been the more physical team all game long. So let's just run the ball. Let's just ice this football game, take the W into the locker room.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Snagged in the middle. It's Stewart.
And there's no mercy rule in college football. They've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter, and they're still staying aggressive. They're still throwing the football, going out and executing, working on their craft. They've got bigger fish coming up down the road.
Breaks into the open. He'll have enough for the first down, and they stop him at the 45. The Ducks hit it quickly to the line. They're wanting to pile up some extra points. Here's the pressure. Buys a little extra time. Rolling, throwing, looking right. Hits him in stride at the 10. They're able to make the stop, and this offense running plays and racking up yards all the way to the end as they get the W. This is what an elite team does. They know they're better. They go out. They take the figurative sledgehammer and hit them right between the eyes.
And they just look good in every phase of the game. If I'm on the